Okay, for this investigation we are going to look at respiration in germinating peas. So first of all, germinating is when peas have gone from seed to a spore, that they're not just a seed anymore, that they've actually grown. For this we're going to need our thermos flasks, okay, we're going to keep the heat in, and we are going to look the heat released in respiration. Because as we know, in respiration it releases energy. So our equation for aerobic respiration would need glucose and oxygen, and then we release carbon dioxide and water with energy. So I have fresh peas and I have boiled peas, and we're going to see the temperature difference in our peas when we keep them in thermos flasks over a couple of hours. So I'm going to put my fresh peas inside my, my red container, and then my boiled peas inside my green container. Okay, and then we need to stop the top, but we need to put the thermometer in so we can get a starting temperature, and then we can look at the temperature. So I'm going to get potted well, and I'm going to put my thermometer in, but making sure that it doesn't go below the 10 degrees, or I'm not going to be able to see my starting temperature. Easy. And I'll wait a minute to acclimatise the thermometer to the temperature inside the thermos flask. Okay, and as we know that all living things respire. Okay, so our peas are a living thing, so obviously that they are growing, they follow the 7 life processes, Mrs. Gren, and we are looking at respiration. So all living things will respire. Right, they are in. I'm going to leave them 2 minutes. Okay, and before we put the peas in, we had to sterilise the peas. We had to make sure there was no bacteria or any germs on the peas, because they will affect our results, because once again they are living things and they will also respire. Right. Okay, so after my very long day in school, after my 6 hours, I have completed checking the temperature of our peas. And as we can see from the results, the fresh peas, they increased in temperature from 18, our starting temperature, up to 24. Whereas our boiled peas started at 19 temperature and it stayed at 19 all the way through. They didn't produce any heat. Okay? And the reason our fresh peas produced heat was because they were respiring. Okay? The boiled peas essentially killed them, so not going to respire. But our fresh peas were respiring. And with respiration, once again, if I write it down, we need, if you can see, glucose plus oxygen. It releases carbon dioxide and water. But the main thing, it also releases energy, and in this case the energy released was in the form of heat.